Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Al Munir High School e-learning system, class 5. This is your science lecture. Topic is matter, unit number 6. This is your amazing science book title page for class 5. Yes, today we are going to learn about unit number 6, which is about the matter. In this chapter we will learn about matter, that what is matter. All matter is made up of tiny particles. So first of all we will look at the first page, that what is matter, what are the different properties of matter, states of matter. Everything in the universe is composed of matter. Matter is anything that has weight and occupies space. For example, everything around us is made up of matter, like table, chair, wall, because anything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. What are the different properties of matter? Matter is made up of very tiny particles that have spaces between them. These particles keep moving and bumping into each other all the time. Yes, we have different states of matter as well. Matter is found in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. These three states are defined by the amount of space between the particles. First of all, look at the solid particles. In this state, the particles of a solid are very tightly packed because the spaces between them are very small. The forces with which particles pull each other due to attraction are very strong. As a result, solids have a fixed volume and shape and cannot be compressed because their particles are closely bound with each other. The particles are tightly packed. The particles of solids are tightly packed because the spaces between them are very small. So as a result, solids have fixed volume and fixed shape and cannot be compressed. Examples of solids are rock, wood, and ice. Next state is liquid. The particles in a liquid are very close together, but the forces of attraction between them are weak. There are some spaces between the particles which allow a certain amount of movement. Liquids have a fixed volume but no fixed shape. So reason is that they have weak force of attraction between them and there are some spaces between their particles. So that's why liquids have fixed volume but no fixed shape. They take up the shape of the vessel in which they are kept. They can flow but they cannot be compressed. Examples of liquids are water, milk, and oil. Next is gas. Gas particles. The particles of gas are very far apart so they can move about freely. As a result, a gas has no fixed volume and no fixed shape. There are no forces of attraction between the particles because their particles are very far apart. So gases can spread easily due to the large spaces between the particles. Gases can be compressed easily. Examples of gases are oxygen, air, and hydrogen, which is present in our atmosphere. Next topic is about the movement of particles in matter. Particles of matter move about all the time. A Swedish scientist named Robert Brown noticed that pollen grains move jerkily when placed in water. The zigzag motion of particles is called Brownian motion. Dust particles are knocked about by moving particles of air. Observe a beam of light coming into dark room through a slit in the curtains. Millions of dust particles will be seen dancing about in the beam of light. So, particles of matter move in the air. Pollen grains in warm water. Sprinkle some pollen grains of flowers on the surface of warm water in a dish. The pollen grains will appear to be dancing on the surface of the water. So it shows the movement. Mixing of particles. Put a drop of red ink into a beaker containing water. The red color of the ink will spread evenly in the water, making it pink. So explanation is the particles of ink move about as well as those of the water. The particles of the ink fill the spaces between the water particles. So the water appears pink. This mixing is called the diffusion process. Next, change of state. Yes, matter and its states change from one state to another. Molecules move apart when heated. At room temperature, a substance remains in its original state. When a substance is heated or cooled, a change of state occurs. When the particles of matter absorb or lose energy, their movement is affected and the spaces between them either increase or decrease. This results in a change of state. For example, water in the form of ice is in the form of is in the state of solid. When we heat it, it turns into liquid state in the form of liquid water, and then if we continue to heat it, it turns into steam, which is a gas state of matter. Effects of heat on matter. What are the effects of heat on the matter? Here we have the topics of expansion, contraction and melting. First of all, look at the expansion. When a substance is heated, its particles gain energy and start moving faster. They bump into each other at a faster rate. This makes the substance increase in volume or size. This increase is called the expansion. It occurs mostly in the solid form. Next, we have the contraction. When a substance is cooled, its particles lose energy and their speed slows down. This brings them closer to each other and their volume or size decreases. So it is opposite to the above process, expansion. This decrease in size is called the contraction. So contraction and expansion are opposite to each other. Next, we have the melting. Have you ever observed the melting of the ice cube? When a solid is heated, its particles absorb energy and start moving faster. They bump into each other at a faster rate and start moving away from its original positions. When this happens, the substance increases in volume or expands. When the substance is heated further, it expands more till it reaches the melting point. So when a solid thing or substance start melting or changing its state from one state to another, we call it the melting point when it melts to form a liquid. Next, what is boiling point or boiling? When a liquid is heated, its particles absorb energy and start moving faster and bump into each other more often. Thus, they start moving away and soon break away from each other. When the spaces between them become very large, the liquid becomes a gas or a vapor. So it is called the boiling of that substance or liquid. Next, we have the evaporation process. So here we have the evaporation process. When a liquid is heated, from of its particles absorb more energy than others, so they begin to move very fast. They break away from other particles and escape into the air or atmosphere. Look at this vapors. This process is called the evaporation process. Next, we have condensation. When a gas is cooled, its particles begin to move more slowly because they lose energy. They come closer together and eventually form a liquid. This process is called the condensation. Look at this picture. Water vapor from the air condenses onto the cold surface of the glass. Next, freezing. What is freezing? When a liquid is cooled, its particles slow down because they lose energy. Yes, we know about it. As a result, they cannot move away from each other. Instead, they come closer together and stop moving and forming a solid form. So this process is called the freezing. Changing a gas to liquid form. When a gas is pressed in a closed container, its particles come come close together and the volume of the gas decreases. If the gas is compressed further, its particles come too close together that the gas change into a liquid. This process is called the liquefaction. So next is sublimation. Here we have the picture of this process, sublimation. Some substances change directly from the solid to the gas state. कुछ substances ऐसे होते हैं जिनको हम solid से direct उनकी gas form में change कर देते हैं when they are heated, जब उनको गर्म किया जाता है या heat provide की जाती है. This process is called the sublimation, the direct change of any substance from solid into gaseous state. So here we have a mixture of iodine and sand. When we will heat it, it turns into the gas iodine. Here we have the iodine crystals. Examples of such substances are iodine, naphthalene, and solidified carbon dioxide. Melting and boiling points. Yes, we have just discussed about the melting and boiling points. The temperature at which a solid change into liquid is called the melting point of the substance. The temperature at which a liquid change into gas or vapor is called the boiling point. So it is very simple. Every substance has its own melting and boiling point. For example, melting point of ice is 0 degrees centigrade and iron is 1540 degrees centigrade. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade and iron boils at 2900 degrees centigrade. So what are the effects of expansion and contraction in our daily life? A glass tumbler cracks off if ice is put into it because the inner surface contracts on cooling whereas the outer surface remains at room temperature. The tube inside the tire of a bicycle bursts if it is kept in the sun for a long time because the air inside the tire becomes hot and expands. Milk boils over if it is left on a stove unattended because it expands on heating. Metallic pipes burst in very cold weather because the water inside them expands on cooling. This is an unusual property of water. A tightly fitted cap on a bottle can be opened by heating the cap because the cap expands on heating. Overhead electric wires break in very cold weather because they contract at low temperatures. Gaps are left between the joints of railway lines so that they do not bend due to expansion in hot weather. So all these are the daily life effects of expansion and contraction. Mercury and alcohol are also used in thermometers because they expand quickly even at low temperatures. Next we have some examples of condensation and evaporation in nature. The water cycle. Heat. Yes, we know that heat from the sun causes water to evaporate from sea and oceans. The vapors rises, cools and condenses to form tiny water droplets. The water droplets make or form clouds. The clouds are carried along by currents of air. They cool down and the droplets join to form larger drops. These fall as rain. If the air is very cold, they fall as hail, sleet or snow. Some of the rain water flows along the ground as streams. Some soaks through the ground and reappears as springs. The streams and springs join up to form the rivers that flow back to the sea, and the water cycle is complete. So it is a full cycle of water from sea and then it converts into clouds, then from clouds it converted into rain or snow, and from rain and snow it flows along the ground as streams, then enters into the forms the rivers and then flow back to the sea. So here we have the interesting picture of water cycle. Here we have the sea, water vapors, clouds, rain, stream, river and sea. So it is a full cycle of water. Fog and mist are the low clouds that can be touched. Fog feels cool and moist. Dew and frost are special kinds of condensation. Dew and frost occur when water condenses before it rises high in the air to become a cloud. Dew appears frequently in the morning or evening after a warm sunny day. The air is heated during the day. After the sun goes down, The air cools off quickly. The fast change in temperature from warm to cool causes much of the water vapor in the air to condense. When the water vapor condenses, it is called dew. In the morning, when the sun comes up, the water is heated and the dew evaporates and becomes water vapor again. When the temperature drops to the freezing point or below, frost is formed. Frost forms like dew, but when the water vapor condenses, it freezes directly into ice crystals. So it is all about the dew and frost. Next, in the last, students, we have the solved exercise of our unit number 6, matter. Look at the question answers. Number 1, part A, matter is anything which has weight and volume and occupies space. Part B, matter is made up of very tiny particles which have spaces between them. These particles keep moving and bumping into each other all the time. Part C, matter is found in three different states: solid, liquid and gas. These three states are due to the amount of space present between the particles. In the part D, the particles of matter are always moving. It can be proved by the following experiment. Observe a beam of light coming into a dark room through a slit in the curtains. Millions of dust particles will be seen dancing about in the beam of light. Part E, the mixing of particles is called diffusion. Put a drop of red ink into a beaker containing water. The red color of the ink will spread evenly in water, making it pink. The particles of ink fill the spaces between the water particles, and so the water appears pink. Part 2, we have some fill in the blanks: solid, liquid and gas. Part B, melts. Number C, part C, gas. Part D, answer is evaporation. Part E, answer is sublimation. Look at the question number 3. A part is water, B part bigger than in a liquid or solid. Part C, it has a fixed volume and shape. Part D, they have large spaces between the particles. Part E is sublimation. Look at the question number 4. Part A, Brownian motion was discovered by Robert Brown. Part B, particles in a gas are very far apart. Part C, when a liquid change into gas, the process is called the evaporation. Part D, a gas can be pressed because its particles are very far from each other. Part E, if a substance is heated, its particles will move away from each other. Look at question number 5. Solids are wood, rubber, ice, stone, glass. Liquids are water, oil, milk, petrol. Gases are air and oxygen. This is all for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.